Good morning, Vision. It's so good to see you on this wonderful, beautiful day in San Diego, my favorite place. If you'd all stand with me and sing our congregational song, I Am That I Am.
Good morning. There she is. We were just waiting for you, Reverend Patti. Would you like to start the service? Did you ever have one of those mornings? Oh, wow. Good morning, Vision. How are you? You're all looking green. It's a good green. It's a good green. Happy St. Patrick's Day weekend. Top of the morning to you. I am your senior minister, Reverend Patio Furniture. Let's pray. Let's pray. I give great thanks for this day. I really do. I give thanks for the day, the beautiful weather, the presence of Spirit that we are and that we are immersed in and that is within us. There is only one life. It is God's. It is good. It is great. It is everything. There is nothing else but the activity of Spirit right here in this room, on this planet, in this solar system, across the universe. There's only one thing happening. It is the activity of Spirit. It's life playing upon itself. I love this. It is the outpicturing of Spirit in all of its diversity. And I know it is all God. So I give great thanks for this moment. I give thanks for this morning, for coming together as spiritual community to uplift each other and ourselves, to know the truth for us, that there is one life. It is God's. It is our life right here and right now, and it is whole and perfect and complete in every way. And so it is. Doesn't that make you feel better? Makes me feel better. Okay, what can I tell you? Oh, there's like so much happening, isn't there? I love this. It is St. Patrick's weekend. It is also Women's History Month. And I know we have a spotlight for a woman in history. I just don't know who it is. Who's coming up to do it this week? Do we know? No, it wasn't me. I was the first week. Really? I thought we had this all lined up.
So Reverend Patti,
would you please?
Remember last week when I mentioned when we, I think that everybody should know this, that there was a television show that was just being rejected and rejected. And tremendously powerful woman in the entertainment industry, decided to write the check herself. So if you notice that Star Trek has Desilu Productions, Lucille Ball believed in, she saw exactly what Star Trek would become, and she put her money on the line to get that show going. So let's hear it for Lucille Ball.
And Mark, thank you for stepping up to spotlight Women's History Month. I love it. That's right, I remember we talked about that last week. You know, let's talk about practitioners, because I need one right now. Practitioners are here to serve us, and they are here to pray with us and for us. They've gone to school for years in the art of compassionate listening and the science of healing prayer, and this is what they do. This is what they've been called to do. This is their life. And it's great because it's a gift that we give ourselves by seeing a practitioner, and it is a practitioner's gift to themselves that they pray. Because, you know, when you pray for someone else, you're praying for yourself as well. Practitioners, do you agree with me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it is so true. The healing envelops both of us, the praying and the prayer and the prayee. I don't know, is that what we call them? So, please get a practitioner. Get one on speed dial if you don't have one already. There is in your bulletin, there are the names and the phone numbers for our licensed practitioners here at Vision. Call one up, get a relationship, get some prayer happening. At the end of the celebration here, we'll have the practitioners and the ministers up in the front of the room for one-on-one prayer right here. Or you can go to one of the classrooms and get private prayer one-on-one. However you want to get prayed, we are here to pray. And also, there's a place for the phone number also on the prayer request. Have a practitioner call you at home and pray over the phone, or leave a prayer on your voicemail. That's also wonderful, so you can listen to it over and over. It's just a great, grand thing that you can do, and it changes lives. It absolutely does, because it changes us. So do that. What else can I do? Oh, I told you they'll be up here. Yep, I told you you can get prayer. Yeah. I got it. We have guest packets. If you are a guest here, this is not usually the way it goes. No, it really does, but it's better. These are guest packets. Our lovely Patricia Coughlin makes them for us every week. We give them out to our guests. You can also take one home, even if you're not a guest, even if you're a member. Really, avail yourself of one. Take it, give it to somebody that you know. We know that prayer changes things. We know that this practical spirituality is transforming. So give it to someone who would like to transform their life. You know that person at work that complains? Give it to them. You know, because prayer transforms that as well. So do that. And there's a welcome on the front. Let's say it together right now to remind ourselves and for our guests. You ready? Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so now that we've said that, now that we know we're safe and we're loved, turn to somebody alongside of you and say, welcome to Vision, glad you're here. I love it. I think it's wonderful. Do you love it? We're so chatty. I'm going to turn it over now to the celebration singers. Don't they look lovely this morning? Look at our celebration singers. So wonderful. I'm going to turn it over to the celebration singers. They're going to, we are going to sing our centering song to prepare us for our 5-minute meditation. Thank you.
Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Jean Phillips, staff minister here at Vision, and I'm honored to lead us today in our meditation time. So I will read today's quote, and then we'll have 5 minutes of silence, followed by an affirmative prayer. So I just invite you to just relax, just settle in, maybe close your eyes if that's comfortable, and just take these words into your heart. Our first quote is from Linda Ellis from the poem The Dash. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke the following date with tears, but he said what mattered most was the dash between those years. And from Ernest Holmes, the consciousness of success must include more than passing fancies of everyday life, and yet it need not exclude them. The person whose consciousness has unified with spirit can never really fail. And so just staying in that space of peace and silence, just join me in knowing there is one infinite intelligence, one source of all creation. It's the life, the love, the law of spirit, always moving into a greater expression of itself, a greater expression of life and more life, of love and more love, of peace and more peace. This infinite presence is perfect, whole, complete, the essence of all life, manifesting in all ways, from beginning to end, in love, in wholeness, abundance, peace. There are no limitations, always expanding into a greater good. And I am one with this infinite intelligence. The same divine presence expresses abundantly through me, flows through me in every encounter, every experience, every activity that I have. And as I know this for me, I absolutely know this for everyone who hears these words and beyond. For we are all one with Spirit. And in this oneness, I claim and accept the perfect wholeness and abundance, peace and wisdom that are ours to live and express. These divine qualities are made manifest in every aspect of our being, showing up as health, as prosperity, serenity, insight. The love of Spirit radiates out into the world, filling our hearts, filling and guiding our minds, supporting and supplying each and every one of our needs. And as we join heart to heart, I know that this day is filled with endless blessings. Prosperity and abundant supply flows endlessly in and through each life, joyfully shared as it's received. And I know our physical beings, our bodies and minds, are created in the mold of wholeness, and so they naturally align to health and well-being. This is what I know. And I am so grateful for this truth and for this beautiful expression of the divine that is Vision. Reverend Patti, the musicians, the volunteers, and for each person participating today, whether in person or online, all is good, for all is God, all is one. And so knowing this, it's easy to release these words into the infinite intelligence, knowing it is already done, already complete and perfect. I just trust the divine process and I let go. And so it is. Amen.
For those of you watching from around the world and even in Southern California in the U.S., we're actually experiencing weather in San Diego this week. But, you know, there's a common problem, which other people have more than we do, is you see a rainbow and you wonder what's at the end of that rainbow. And luckily, we found the answer. There, at the end of the rainbow, in the pot of gold, is a singer named Janet Hammer. So she's here to regale us with beautiful music today.
That's cute. Thank you, Mark. You can tell me your story, I can tell you mine. I've got a good one, it'll make you cry. About all the past heartaches, the tears that have flowed. If that's a distraction, if it's truth you wanna know. There's a letting go, there's a letting go, there's a letting go of everything you hold on to. There's a letting go, there's a letting go, as the silence grows deeper and the heart overflows. As the silence grows deeper and the heart overflows. There are such deep emotions that would flood my mind, and they carry me with them like an ongoing tide. There's a place of such refuge in the eye of the storm, and it's there that I'm resting as the hurricane moves on. There's a letting go, there's a letting go, there's a letting go of everything you hold on to. There's a letting go, there's a letting go, as the silence grows deeper and the heart overflows. And the silence grows deeper and the heart overflows. There's a letting go. As wide as the ocean is the heart of true love. It'll welcome your sorrow, it'll welcome your trust. You can leave all your heartache, you can leave all your fear. It'll lead you to freedom as it wipes away your tears. There's a letting go, there's a letting go, there's a letting go of everything you hold on to. There's a letting go, there's a letting go, such sweet surrender as the heart overflows. It's such sweet surrender as the heart overflows. It's such sweet surrender as the heart overflows.
Did you ever have one of those mornings? Is this on? Did you ever have one of those mornings? Ever? Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's been one of those mornings. Paul always says, God's having way too much fun at our expense. Hard to believe him. So we're in the theme for the month of the flow of coming and going. Things happening, things coming into form, things leaving form. This is what Spirit does all the time, right? Nothing in the physical world is here forever. It's just here for now. And what is behind it, the eternal that creates and creates and creates, that is changeless. It just does what it does. But what it does is it creates form and then it abandons form all the time. So things in the physical world are forever coming and going. And today's talk is the dash. I know we made reference to it this morning, right, in the meditation quote. So I grew up on Staten Island. I don't know, I mean, like everybody knows that, right? I grew up on Staten Island. It's a very old place. I mean, my family landed there in 1668. I think that was it. 1668. And then I was the first person to move off. So go figure, right? They liked it there. Yeah, so the Dehart settled Staten Island. I'm a Dehart, that's my maiden name. So the Dehart settled Staten Island back in 1688, and they just have been there ever since. And the house I grew up in, the yard backed up to a cemetery, which contained the Dehart family plot, right? And so it's always up a hill. Cemeteries, if you look at old towns, cemeteries usually they're just out of town and they're always up a hill because I think if there's ever a flood, they don't want the coffins or the dead bodies, floating down. That's why they put them way up high so nothing can happen. Anyway, I remember as a child, I would go up to the cemetery, go to the family plot because every Dehart that ever lived apparently is there. And I would just walk around the cemetery because it's really very quiet and it's very serene and it's very peaceful. And I remember just going there just to sit and or walk around in the quiet. And it was a lovely place to just think. And I would remember looking at, names, right? Because this is a very, very old cemetery. So they had, the new ones now, everything, all the gravestones have to be the same size and everything. Well, in those old ones, there's like big monuments and there's huge, different types all over the place. It's lovely. And I remember going from one to the other and looking and seeing the names and sometimes it would be, they would put like descriptors under the names, beloved wife or loving children or whatever, it just was wonderful. And the dates, right? The date the person was born and the dash and the date that the person passed. And the dash in between, that's life. Right? That is life. You were born on this day, there's the dash, and then passed on that date. So the dash indicates life. Born, lived a number of years, passed. So you start thinking about that, right? How am I living my dash? How are you living your dash? Right? How's your dash going so far? Because life, the dash, has everything in it. It's the dash that contains everything. Right? The highs and the lows and the fears and the joys and the weights and the bliss and the boredom and the elation and the celebration and the sorrow. It's all contained in the dash. Life has it all. Life has it all. So how much can we experience? Well, we can experience all of it. All of it. How much do we think we can experience? That's a different question, isn't it? That's the better question. My hero. It was part of this morning's melodrama that I left my talk home, but I did get to print it out, so thank you so much. Yeah. Now I have 2 copies. So the question again, how much can we experience? All of it. How much do we think we can experience? And that is a different question, isn't it? Because we don't get to live the life we desire. We get to live the life we think we deserve. And that can be drastically different, can't it? We can limit our experience of life by believing less than whatever, fill in the blank, right? We can limit our expression by our belief system. Ernest Holmes said this in Creative Mind and Success, which was the second book he published back in 1919. He said, "One mind knows only its ability to make whatever is given it. It sees no other power and never analyzes or dissects. It simply knows. And the reason why people do not understand this is they have not realized what mind is. The ordinary individual thinks that of mind only from the limitation of our own environment. The concept we have of mind is the concept of our own thinking, which is very limited. You got that, right? So what we think we can do is what is in our own mind that we think we can do. And it almost excludes the divine, doesn't it? So all sorts of limitations exist in our own minds. All kinds of limitations in that subjective mind that in which we are immersed, right? In that, Ernest Holmes called it human race consciousness. In human race consciousness are all those thoughts. I can't. Anybody have an I can't about something? Right? I can't. Or I'll betray my family. A lot of people have family culture, family history. I can't do that. It'll betray my family. Or I'm not good enough. Any not good enoughs in the room? Oh man, there's a lot of that going around, right? Not good enough. I'm too old. Here's one. I'm too young. Well, some of us. I'm too out of shape. No, I'm not out of shape. Round is a shape, you know. I'm too short. Oh, that's one I've heard. I heard that before, years ago when I first started in ministry. Are you tall enough to be a minister, really? Okay, you know, all sorts of things are in there. All sorts of things are in human race consciousness, right? And they flow through us, they flow through our mind. But this is where we must draw the line in the sand, right? It must be where we do that. We come up against those limiting beliefs and we go, okay, that's it. I guess that's it for me. No further, right? No farther. I can do this, but I can't do that. And we are self-imposed limitation creators. And in the book, Back to Creative Mind, Ernest said, life is from within outward, never from without inward. You are the center of power in your own life. I'm just going to hang there for a second. You want me to say that again? You are the center of power in your own life. Now, I want us to say that, but we're going to say, I am the center of power in my own life. Is that okay? You ready for this? Okay, let's say it together. I am the center of power in my own life. Again, I am the center of power in my own life. One more time with feeling. I am the center of power in my own life. That's huge. That is huge. We are co-creators. We use the same power that created the universe to create our little microcosm of it. Thank you, Ernest. Oh, I bless him every day for just coming up with, just for synthesizing this great philosophy of life. So we get to decide what our dash looks like. We get to decide what we're going to stuff into our dash. We do. What kind of life do we want to live? And if it's not the life we're living right now, what kind of changes do we want to make to manifest that life that we desire? Right? I think first we have to identify what we can change. Right? Because there's things that are out of our control, aren't there? There are certain things that we cannot change. I mean, we can't make rain fall up. We can't reverse gravity. We can't make the sun rise in the west. I mean, there's certain things, it doesn't matter how hard they pray. I will never, ever be an NBA player because I'm too old. Yeah, too short, and I'm a woman, but whatever. So there's a lot going on in the world right now, isn't there? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on that we may be a little uneasy about. So we have to understand what is in our sphere of influence that we can change and what we don't change, right? What is outside, what we have nothing to do with. I can change my mind. I can change my mind. I can change how I think about something. I cannot change your mind, although I try sometimes. But I cannot change your mind, right? Even in our prayer sessions, even in our practitioner sessions, right? There's got to be that little willingness. Someone comes to because they want to change their life, but they have to have a little willingness that they want to. And if they don't, it won't, right? Because I don't have that power, even though I let Spirit flow through me, right? I can't change your mind. I can stop any bad habit I have and replace it with a life-affirming habit. I can't change your habit unless you want it changed and you want help changing it, right? This is it, right? I can vote. I can write letters. I can make phone calls. I can march. I can sign petitions. I cannot right now create policy in Washington, D.C., because I'm not an elected official, and I don't go there, and I don't do that. That's not my job. I wasn't elected to do that. I don't want that job. But you see, we have to make a decision to know what we can do, what we can change, and what we can't. You know, and here's the thing. You know how difficult it is to change your own life even when you want to change your own life? How difficult it can be sometimes because old habits hold us back and old behaviors just keep us from changing. It's hard enough to change our own lives a lot of times. Why the heck would we think we could change anybody else's to begin with is just weird, you know? How could you possibly try to change someone's life who really doesn't seem to think that they need changing? You can't. You just can't, right? You can't do it. It takes a lot of self-discipline and practice to even change your own habits. Can't change anybody else's habits, but oh man, do we try. Oh Spirit, please make him fall in love with me. Yeah, that ain't happening, right? It just isn't. It's like the genie in Aladdin. Remember the three things? Remember there was three things. The genie, out of the lamp, and he came out. He's like, yeah, but there's three things I cannot grant. I can't grant you a wish that where you kill somebody. I can't grant you a wish where you can make somebody fall in love with you, and I can't bring anybody back from the dead. Oh yeah, and no wishing for more wishes. Right? This is the way it is. And this is the way it is with our spiritual practice. We can't make anybody else fall in love with us. That's what witchcraft is for. Sorry, honey. Anyway. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Anyway, we cannot impose our will on anyone else. It's free will. Right? We are born with free will. We are individualized expressions of Spirit with free will to make our own decisions, to do our own lives, to pray, to meditate. So the first big decision we need to make is to decide what we can change in our lives. And if we want change in those areas, to change those areas. Be clear about the kind of change we want in our lives, and then change that with intention, and with affirmation, and with meditation, and with practice, and with repetition, right? Repetition. It's like going to the gym. God help us. It's like going to the gym. You got to keep going more than once. You don't go once and go, yay, I did it. Look at me. Guns, blam, You don't do it. You got to keep going, and see the change occur over time. Same thing with your meditation practice. It's a practice. You got to do it. Repetition. And knowing what is ours to change is a great advantage. Knowing what is ours to change. So we're not wasting time or wasting energy railing at the moon, right? Or shouting at hey, you kids, get off my lawn, or stuff like that you just really don't have any control over. Don't waste your time and your precious energy. Don't go on Facebook, right? You see that? That's an incredible waste, right, of energy. People getting all excited and all wound up and all spun up over things that they can't change. In politics and the government and the tide and all kinds of stuff. It's like, yeah, but we get all invested in all of our energies there, and it's like, why? It's like, what was they say? Worrying about this stuff when you can't change it. It's like rocking in a rocking chair. You spend a lot of energy, but you don't go anywhere. It's what it is, right? Knowing what we can change is a huge advantage. so that we are not wasting our time and our precious energy. In practical applications, Ernest Holmes said, there are going to be changes in our lives from hour to hour, day to day, and we cannot escape them. It is the nature of the universe. Let us accept the change, make the most of it, and capitalize on it. The action of the law never changes, but the direction of the action is always up to us. Life can become a glorious adventure, increasingly filled with more of every good thing as we gradually or suddenly come to change our pattern of thinking so that it embraces more of the good things. So he's telling us that right there. Think of the good things. Concentrate on what we want. Stop railing against stuff. And immerse ourselves in our desires, in what's grand and great and good and glorious and more of that. Isn't that what we all desire? Isn't that why we're here? Isn't this why we're practicing this philosophy? More good, please. More good life. More good things. More peace in the world. More love in my heart. More joy in my neighborhood. Whatever. Right? This is this philosophy. The good life. Ease and harmony and joy and love and security and enough and pleasant relationships and healthy bodies. Right? And if there are areas in our lives where maybe one or so qualities of God seemingly are lacking, because there is nothing lacking in God, let me tell you, right? God has already given the gift. It's all there. But our experience of it, maybe, it seems lacking. But if there are areas in my life, like, oh, my love life is handled, and my money, my finances, my job is okay, but, this thing over here is like, ooh, ugly. That's where your prayer work is, right? That's where your prayer work is. I remember Michael Beckwith always said, you have to have a really good, strong prayer practice. You want to know what to pray about? Turn the TV news on. You'll know what to pray for, right? As soon as you hear all that ain't it awful stuff, that's where your prayer work goes. Same thing in our personal lives. Where it seems bumpy or chunky or where it's not working out the way you think it should or ought to, that's where your prayers belong. That's what we do. Not to try to make anything happen, because we can't make things happen. We make them welcome. That's what Ernest Holmes said as well. We can't make things happen. We can make them welcome. And that is a great quote because that keeps us in the positive realm, right? You want to make things welcome. Well, you don't want to make welcome what you don't want. So you don't think about what you don't want, you think about what you do want. And you make it welcome. You make it welcome. You make the truth of God's abundance of whatever quality that is known to us, revealed in us, demonstrated through us. We have to know that, to announce it. To announce that it already is, even if you don't see it, even if it's not in the material world yet. You announce it as already being. You call it forward, and you let the law do the work. You allow the law to manifest, to do its work in your life. And then you observe it. That's praying as if. That's what Ernest Holmes said. We pray as if. Anybody have ever gone to a practitioner? Yes? Oh, good. All your hands should be up. Okay. Anyway, you go to a practitioner. What do? You story. They pray, right? The prayer is in the present tense. You notice? It's always in the present tense. They pray as if. I know this about this person. I know this is happening. Whatever it is. Whatever the prayer is about. It's happening. Why? Because in the mind of God it already is. I can't even have that thought if it wasn't already in the mind of God. See how that works? Because there's only one. There's universal intelligence. We're in it. So I get that thought. It's already in the universal intelligence. I'm just verbalizing it. So of course it exists. It exists. You don't see it yet. Maybe it hasn't shown up in your condition, in your physical surroundings, but it's there. It is there. That's praying as if. This is Mark 11:24, where he said, therefore I tell you, all things whatsoever you pray and ask for, believe that you have already received them, and you shall have them. See, they knew it. They knew that. They knew the truth of that. Pray as if. There it is. Pray as if you've already received them. Boom, things happen. Now, there are some, I was going to say, there is a caveat to this, just like Aladdin and the lamp thing. You cannot just give God lip service. You can't just put in like your order to the universe. You remember the movie The Secret? That kind of irritated me a little about that. But anyway, another story, another talk. We're not going there. You can't just give God lip service, right? You cannot go into prayer, go into universal mind, giving direction to the law with a divided mind. Again, another Bible reference, right? A house divided cannot stand. We must be whole in our thinking, right? So that means we cannot go into prayer while we're holding things against people. We cannot go into prayer desiring for me but not for you, right? Not you, I'm sorry. We cannot go into prayer. we cannot go into prayer judging, right? That I want what I want and the hell with you. Oh, sorry, you know what I mean, right? It doesn't work. What is it? Ernest Holmes said, God does not hear the prayers of one who cannot love. Right? So this is what I want for me. I absolutely want for you. That's why when your success happens, I'm so excited and happy. Of course I am. Your good is my good. My good is your good. When we succeed, yay, we all celebrate. When there is failure or when there is trauma or negative stuff happening, we grieve together. We grieve together because sorrow, what do they say? Celebrations are multiplied, sorrows are halved. Right? By sharing it, it is halved. So we can't go to our prayer without resolving all that stuff. Good for me, good for all. Love myself, love everyone. Right? Holding nothing against anyone. No judging. No judging. Boy, that's like the hardest one, right? No judging. Holy moly. Anyway, you will find in your bulletin this morning you had affirmations from Emma, did you? Right? I think so. I even put them on green because, yay, St. Patrick's Day weekend. These are affirmations, and they're chunked up into little topics. They're lovely. And what Emma said was, say them out loud. Say them out loud, all of them, the whole sheet, front and back. Say them out loud. Say them twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Just say them. Even if they just, sail over your head, even if you could doubt, even if you're like, ooh, I don't know about this, I don't believe this about me. These are powerful statements of truth. You want to change your life? You want to change some aspect of it? Repeat these every day, twice a day, out loud. It doesn't matter if you doubt in the beginning, just do it. Just do it. Here's the thing. How many years has it taken us to believe, without a doubt, the limiting beliefs we hold? Right? Took us our whole lives. Took us all of our dash so far to believe the limiting crap we believe. So it might take a little more than a minute for you to transform those limiting thoughts into these thoughts on this paper. So do it. Try it. Right? Do it. This is about changing our experience of life, improving the things we want to improve, embracing the things we want to experience, changing our thinking and changing our life. These affirmations will change your thinking. They will seep down in there and they will change your thinking. Right? And it could be anything. It could be anything. Right? It's about changing our experience. Maybe you have security, but maybe you could experience more abundance. Or maybe your life is okay, but you'd like to invite a little more, maybe romance into your life. Or you have a job that supports you, but maybe you dream of something else. Right? This is what this is about. It is about creating those opportunities, welcoming in a greater idea of life, and being ready for them. Being open and available so you can see it when it shows up. We are here. I love this. I got this off of somebody's website. We are here to flourish. And he said, what we nourish will flourish. God, I love that. Don't you love that? That was old Reverend Ike. Anybody back in the 60s remember? Okay, yay, thank you, God. It's not only me. Well, Reverend Ike has a legacy program, and then you can find him online. Reverend Ike's Legacy. What you nourish will flourish. I love that. Let's say it out loud. What I nourish will flourish, okay? What I nourish will flourish. Absolutely, absolutely. The guy had it right, and that was back in the 60s. Oh, my gosh. You know he knew it. And just as important, Ernest Holmes said to be for something and against nothing. Be for something and against nothing. And the against nothing thing doesn't mean, woohoo, whoopee, anything goes, right? That's not what he's talking about. He was talking about not looking at the negatives. Don't look at what you don't want. Don't give what you don't want energy. Don't attack what you don't want, as if it were a formidable thing you've got to get rid of. You're only feeding it your energy. You'll only get more of it. Don't fight against what you don't want. We don't struggle against, we don't try to push away the undesirable. Emma said this, emphatically she said this, we don't complain. Well, so there you go. I can't say anything again for the rest of my life because, thanks, Emma. You know, how many times do you find yourself complaining and it's like, oh, yeah, I did that. Oh, yeah, I did that again. Oh, yeah, I did that again. Oh, yeah, I did. And it was like I just got out of bed, Oh, God, I did it again. We don't complain. We don't complain. We see the positive. We see the potential. We see the infinite possibilities. We face the light. We move forward toward the light. We give all of our attention to the life of our desire. We give all of our attention to the qualities of God that we are growing within ourselves. And see what happens. See what happens. See how it changes. You know that poem, Linda Ellis wrote the poem, The Dash. That's where this whole thing comes from, which I loved. And she wrote a 2024 update. She updated the poem, so it's a little bigger, a little longer, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. But I do want to just read these two little verses I thought were great. She said, "For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash?" And Ernest Holmes said, "You do not have to beseech life to be good or to bring good into your life. Life is like the sun. It shines on everything. Get out of the shadows, crawl out of your basement, open the windows of your mind, open the doors to your soul. Lift up your thought and let life be to you whatever you wish it to be. And you will live a bright and brilliant and glorious dash." Thank you.
Take it easy, baby. You're in the middle of a miracle. You are right smack dab in the midst of the action. You're the main attraction. You're in the right place at the right time. You're a legend in your own mind. Take it easy, baby. You're in the middle of a miracle. You're in the middle of a miracle. sense of humor again. So take it easy, baby. You're in the middle of a miracle. And right smack dab in the midst of the action, you're the main attraction. You're in the right place at the right time. You're a legend in your own mind. Take it easy, baby. You're in the middle of a miracle. You're in the middle of a miracle. You're in the middle of a miracle. When you wake up funky like a foggy day, and your world inside feels cloudy and gray, take yourself on a walk on the wild side. Outside in the sunshine, there are mamas and babies and flowers in bloom, and high-flown strutters with the boombox too. You're in the middle of a miracle. You are right smack dab in the midst of the action. You're the main attraction. You're in the right place at the right time. You're a legend in your own mind. Take it easy, baby. You're in the middle of a miracle. You're in the middle of a miracle. You're in the middle of a miracle. There's a promise in the air that you breathe, even if you don't believe it. You can feel it in the smiles of the summer nights. You can hear it on the edge of your dreams, softly singing in the starlight. Wake up, baby, everything is all right. So take it easy, baby. You're in the middle of a miracle. You got guaranteed personal satisfaction. You're a chain reaction. You're in the right place at the right time. You're a legend in your own mind. Take it easy, baby. You're in the middle of a miracle. 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 You're in the middle of a miracle.
Stuff is all over the place. What am I doing now? This is our time for conscious circulation. It is when we practice that, this idea of the abundance of God being limitless. So let's do that. Let's really embrace that and embody that. It is a quality of God. It is ours. It is limitless. It just, the only limit is the limit we put on it, right? So let us pray abundance. Let us pray abundance right now, knowing that there is a limitless abundance in the universe because Spirit is limitless. There is infinite good in the universe because Spirit is limitless. And so we know that we are the outpicturing of that same energy. We know that Spirit has poured everything it is into all of its creations because it is infinite and limitless in its scope and nature. So we are reproducing the limitless nature of God in our own lives. So we know abundance, we know joy, we know love in limitless amounts. So we stand here in committed to knowing it, right down to our soul, to know that this is the truth of us, that God is abundance and we are that. God is love and we are that. So we give from that place. We give from the place of overflow. We give from the place of abundance being infinite. And we know and accept that as good and as gracious as we are, this is what we receive. That what we nourish flourishes. I love it all the time. Giving great thanks for the abundance flowing through Vision and through each and every one of us as the demonstration of Spirit on earth. I know it is all good. It is all God. And so it is.
And so it is.
As I give, so do I receive, joyfully, gratefully. As I give, so do I receive, fully, freely. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive, offering my first and best. As I give, so do I receive, knowing now I've been blessed. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive, back to where my soul is fed. As I give, so do I receive, thank you for my daily bread. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive.
This is time for our Miracle Minute, and I just wanted to share because I know the prayers that have been circulating around here in the last couple of days have been the practitioners and the choir and the leadership here, and I just wanted to read this from James. Just in, right? Breaking news. He said, bleeding has stopped. They believe they found the culprit, and it was healed itself. They will observe me today and release me tomorrow. And he said he should be cleared for rehearsal on Tuesday. So yay! Right? We were just praying, holding the high watch, everything. He said, yep. He said, this is his miracle minute. And absolutely, breathe, breathe, breathe. It's so wonderful. God is so gracious. Prayer changes things, and we know that. Oh, I was like, and now it's time for the, no, it's not. Wait, but where is she? Oh, there she is. Now it is time for The Last Word by Lizzie Bird.
Top of the morning to ya, Vision. Every time I do an Irish accent, I sound like the leprechaun from the Lucky Charms. Whenever I do a French accent, I sound like Pepe Le Pew. So I'm pretty sophisticated. So hello here in the room. Hello to all of you out there watching us virtually. We are so blessed that you are all with us. We need each other, don't we? Yes, we do. And wow, that was the best news ever. Yeah. James, I don't know if you're watching, but there's so much love here for you. We're just wrapping you in that and lifting you up. And we cannot wait for you to come back. After service today at 12 o'clock, the men's group will meet, and that meets at 12 o'clock the first and third Sundays of every month. So come and be a part of that. This Wednesday at 7 p.m., we have Jim Bianche in the open mic night. So do share your gifts. How many people have been to an open mic? Right on, right on, right on. We need more. Come out, yeah, come out, stretch and grow with us. And then the next day, March 20th, this is the movie Thelma. Yeah, this is one of those take back your power movies, right? Because she was ripped off by some scammer online, and she's back and in charge. So this is a pretty fun movie. I hope you come out and have some popcorn with us. So the art of compassion, of self-compassion, is self-care, is sold out. That's how popular it is. So, but you still can sign up for the following so you don't miss out, because there's only so many spaces, and it's an incredible event. So come be a part of that. And then get out your fascinators and your Sunday go-to-meeting hats, because we are having the big tea party, and Dr. Dixon and Dorothy are going to come up and tell us a bit more about it.
Well, everybody's coming. No. And yay for James.
Yeah, everyone's invited.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm so excited. We're having the Love Joy afternoon tea. It's going to be Saturday, and it is a fundraiser. It's for a fundraiser for women and children that have gone through domestic violence. Many of them are in shelters, and those are the ones that we're going to be donating to. And there are 4 shelters that we're donating to, and you should have it inside of your program. And if you want to talk more about that, let us know, and I'm going to let somebody else talk.
You can donate online. So
Oh, yeah. And you can donate online. There's a QR code on here that you can donate online. And men, you are absolutely invited. And everybody's invited. It doesn't matter. We're doing this. This is a big cause. It's very personal to me, because last time I told you my mom had gone through domestic violence, and actually it was the church that helped her. But there's a lot of other women that are and children that are out there that really need your help.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. And if you cannot go, please donate. There's 2 things on there where you can donate or donate and come. But it's going to be fun. A lot of people have put a lot of work in this. You're going to have wonderful Billy with her comedy, and some other people. Go ahead.
Okay, so we are wanting to have 50 people at this event, and we are not sold out. So it's going to be amazing. We have dancers, we have singers, we have comedians, we have poetry, and we have we have Al Rock. So, I mean, that's it right there. Okay, so. And Mariah Angelina is going to be singing. So, and the food's going to be amazing, and as much tea as you can possibly drink in a 2-hour period of time. So yeah. So please join us. It's going to be an amazing, amazing event.
Thank you.
Thank you, women's. The next week, upcoming week, following week, Andy and Nathan are back. Yay! Yay! We love them. We're doing a spring-themed concert, so about renewal, freshness. Come and join us for that. It's always a good time with them. Adopt a Bill continues on. So this is a donation above and beyond your tithe. There are many opportunities. You can choose a bill. Out in the hallway, you can check what calls to you. You can give grandly, or you can give a wee little bit. It's up to you. But we thank everybody who's donated so far, and if you have donated so far, you can donate again. So the diversity team is continuing on with their collection of clothing and shoes. Your chain? She's emptying the boxes today, so fill them up again. Bring your stuff, clear out your closet. You can also bring cash. Would they bring cash to you? Yes. Okay, you can do that online as well. And then next Sunday, Patty's theme is In My Life. In My Life. And we have the Higher Vision Choir. Yay. I want to give a big round of applause for Janet Hammer, beautiful and talented, and our celebration singers.
thank our guest drummer, Toby Aarons here.
Hey, thank you for being here.
All right, Toby. And the sound and audio crew back there holding it up as always. All right, until next week.
Okay, let's stand up. We're going to do affirmations because we know that they're powerful. We know that they work. Make sure you keep Emma's affirmations on you all week. Remember to say those twice a day. These are today's affirmations. We're going to say them together. I want the practitioners and ministers, make your way up here. Be ready for prayer, life-changing, life-altering, transforming prayer. Right? Right. Let's say these affirmations together. Put my energy into things that matter to me. When I focus on gratitude, happiness flows to me easily. I know who I am, and I am enough. Rah! Okay, oh, I see it. It's number 3. Okay, I want that feeling. This is the truth of us. You ready? I know who I am, and I am enough. Oh, blessings. That is just awesome. Let's go to prayer. Giving great thanks for this day, knowing that God is all there is. And so everything that God is flows through us and as us into the world. So I know we are abundance in limitless quantities. I know we are joy endless. I know that we are love, just infinite. I know that we are the place where Spirit shows up in form. I give great thanks for all of the good that we are and the good that we do, knowing it just ripples out into the world and it transforms the world. Giving great thanks, I simply let it be. And so it is.
And so it is.
My truth, I see God in everyone. There's no one here to judge, nothing here to overcome. I'm standing in my truth, I see God in everyone. Peace for the world starts with me. Peace for the world starts with me. There's no one here to judge.